We're doing this. Folks, already doing reshoots. I should have taken my friend Zedzuko's advice and skipped the motorcycle part of this thing because it threw me off, but hey, here we are, we're doing it. I am out in my beloved Shimokitazawa, where I've basically first called home. I'm here on Azumadori, right under the Keio line, the Keio Inokashira line on which I live. And this is all new. This is all the new Mikon shopping district, and this very underpass is the place that caught my attention of Shimokitazawa very first. This is now a very kind of grand tunnel, but it was once a very little tunnel, and under that tunnel is where my friends Katsu and Taku first brought me, and we parked under this tunnel, the motorcycles, and there was a beautiful mural, a single artwork that covered the archway of the mural, and it was really fantastic, and that's where I first thought, oh, interesting, look, it's got a little bit of a little San Francisco, a little Portland, a little New York City. And I started to see people walking around with guitars strapped on their back and carrying along drums and pedal boards. And I thought, what's going on here? And that's kind of when I fell in love with this place. I started to understand that it's this little bohemian enclave of Tokyo. 22 years ago, I thought, after I discovered a little gem of a place, I thought, this is interesting. I'm not as interested in Tokyo as I am in this particular spot. And I found a little place that I immediately fell in love with. There was a little tiny alley and a little tiny Tachinomi bar and a little guy wearing the Seta shoes and playing shamisen and smoking a cigarette and having a beer on like a Monday afternoon. It was so supremely cool that I wanted to call this home for the next while, and I did, and I have for the last 2 decades. And I want to make a love letter to Shimokitazawa today. There's so many institutions of this town, Masako and City Country City and Magic Spice and the Catholic Church and Disc Union and so many special places. And I'm going to hand it over to yesterday's Brian to cue up a chance encounter right now. I just, by coincidence, ran into my very, very dear old friend Shimokitazawa-san, a very important person in Shimokitazawa. He is a champion, the real champion of Shimokitazawa. Keeps us Shimokita. And he runs a beautiful bar called Neverland. Neverland. Everybody should go check out Neverland. It's one of the institutions that I was talking about. Also, you are a very accomplished game. You have a special game.
Backgammon.
He's a backgammon pro.
In March, I went to the Uzbekistan.
Tashkent, yeah.
And a very big tournament.
Wow, congratulations.
Also, I won a bronze medal.
Oh,
bronze
nice.
medalist.
Won the bronze medal, amazing. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. I want to encourage you guys all to go check out Neverland, and you should get to know Shimokitazawa-san. He is a very, very, and I just ran into him. I haven't seen you in a few years. Kiko, sashiburi ne. It's been a long time. Today, I'm going to flash this ranch. Tsubaki-san, I'm making a video about Flash, and I'm thinking of the best Shimokitazawa institution. Institution means like the most important core Shimokitazawa places. Neverland, Masako,
yes.
Suzunari. Neverland. Can I do this at Neverland? Okay. It's so nice to see you. It's very, very nice to see you. Neverland no tomodachi yoroshiku, Brian kara. Great to see you. Just see you next time. Bye, Shimodaya-san. Okay, back over to today's Brian, who's going to pass it back off onto yesterday's. But before I do, I'm going to guide you to one of my all-time favorite places in all of Tokyo. The best record store in Shimokitazawa, the best record store in Japan, the best record shop in the world. Flash Disc Ranch, run by my very dear friend Tsubaki-san, up here on the 2nd floor, between this arcade and game center that have these beautiful murals on their shutters. There's a tradition of people painting shutters. They commission the shutters that are closed here in the middle of the day to have paintings made on them to deter graffiti. And I used to come around and sort of explore the neighborhood early in the morning, and I would find these amazing shutters. And I even made a little event called the Shutters of Shimokitazawa. And this awning caught my attention. And it was made by the very lovely artist, Katsumata-san, who I'm going to share about with you guys and introduce you to one of the Shimokitazawa institution's flash disc ranch, which will be open in about an hour's time. So back over to you, Yesterday's Brian. Good luck. Break a leg. All right, bye. To one of the coolest places in all of the world. And it is my favorite record shop. It is a Shimokitazawa institution, and I have the great privilege today to show it to you. Welcome to Flash Disc Ranch. This is the longest running record store, I think, in Shimokitazawa and maybe in this whole area of Setagaya and beyond. And it is run by a very good friend of mine and a very wonderful dude named Tsubaki-san, who I'm going to introduce you to today. Flash Disc Ranch, we're going to hear all about it. This art that you see here at the entrance and up here on the awning, which just makes such a really psychedelic and inviting entrance, is the brainchild of Tsubaki-san and his lovely, lovely Atsuko-san. And you're going to see this artwork by Katsumata-san all over the walls, these beautiful monsters. And you feel like you're stepping into an art piece itself. Tons of signatures by the interesting people who have visited, and welcome to Flash Disc Ranch.
Hello,
this is my homie Tsubaki-san. Tsubaki-san, thank you for having us today. I'm very, very stoked. Today's video is a love letter to Tsubaki-san, and I don't want to embarrass him, but also to Flash Disc Ranch and to Shimokitazawa and to the spirit of DIY, very organic and still very groovy places. This place is a shrine to music. It's a shrine to digging culture. It's a shrine to knowing music back and forth. And I can't tell you how excited I am to share it with you today. The whole place feels like a temple or a shrine. I've heard it compared to Sagrada Familia, which just got finished in the last year, I think. It's been compared to a sort of a rock and roll attic, and it's the coolest record store in all of Tokyo, truly. And it's one of the longest running institutions in Shimokitazawa. And I want to talk about Tsubaki-san about it, and I also want to show it to you. I think it's changed a bit. It's a living organism of a record shop. There's artworks that are updated on a semi-regular basis. Sometimes there's things hanging from the rafters. Sometimes there's new pieces. There's familiar pieces. Somebody's of note will come in and sign the walls, and there's always something new to experience here. It's unique. It's a very unique record shop, and one that you ought to visit. Tsubaki-san, he works so hard to curate a great record shop and to put music in the hands of people who really love music. I'm going to tell you about how hard he works, but this record shop is super, super interesting because it's ordered in a way that is not alphabetical, but it is ordered by almost like granularly by almost micro genre. But the fact that it's not ordered alphabetically makes it really fun to dig. And there's gold up in these hills, lots of gold. And you'll find really affordable records. That's another thing. I think Tsubaki-san strives to make a shop that you're not going to see like $500 or $1,000 records on the wall. You're going to find your favorite records for the best prices. And he works painstakingly hard to mention on this Sunset Gang. There's a little detail here. I've always kind of actually wanted this record. Japanese original from #73 with insert, handwritten here, total 40, and he's got the tax and everything total on it. All these cool old like concert posters and magazine stuff. There's just something of note to look around everywhere. Number 10 up Ping Street. I'm not even sure what this is. Our skeleton character is up here hanging. Our gaikotsu, and upcoming concerts are on the wall, inserts and posters and things that people who would consider Flash Disc Ranch beloved, hallowed record store ground. They bring their special stuff, and Tsubaki-san comes and hangs it on the wall. I don't even know where to start. I'm so overwhelmed and I'm so nervous that I'm not going to do Flash Disc Ranch justice. Let's stop and talk to Tsubaki-san just a little bit. Tsubaki-san, hontou ni arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really nervous, actually. I want to encourage you guys to check out Ella Records. Ella did a great little feature on Tsubaki-san and on Flash Disc Ranch. Tsubaki Masao-san, who is a Shimokitazawa native. Mm-hmm. You grew up here, right? Yeah. And the record shop was established in '82, and you can find out a lot about the history of Flash on this great video that Ella did. So shout out Ella. But I want to talk about a few things that I caught in that video. You said that the record store started in '82, and there was so many record stores in Shibuya, and Shimokitazawa seemed like a good place to set up shop. Were you the first record shop in Shimokitazawa?
There was another one. Recofan was here.
Recofan?
Yeah, about a year earlier.
Okay, I didn't know that. I don't remember Recofan. Maybe it was gone before I was here. The guy who runs Toto Records in Yushima, there's a guy who used to manage the...
Right.
I wonder if he was connected to this shop.
Right.
Okay.
I remember when he started working there.
Okay.
I thought, wow, he's tough. That's what I saw.
Okay, he's a giant...
competitive.
Oh, so?
Yeah.
Okay. And now there's like Jet Set, Disc Union, General Record Store is gone, Rana Music down the way, Record Station upstairs on Ichibangai. If you look at the map, there's a lot of record stores in Shimokitazawa, but none of them are as OG and old school and awesome as Flash. It's really the coolest. Tsubaki-san, you spent some time in, so I'm from America. Let me actually see if you remember this. The very first time I came here, kind of fell in love with Shimokitazawa, I found like Masako was one of the coolest. I was like, oh, this is so supremely cool. The old Masako, right? I found Never Neverland. I found the Suzunari. I found Magic Spice and Mother and all these cool places. The little Namazu, the little, what was that little market called? Did it have a name next to the station that's gone now? All the little shops in there?
Some people call it Yamiichi. Some people call it...
Okay, anyway, when I first came here, it was a very special experience. And what happened was, I came in and I walked up the stairs and I probably had a feeling like you had, which was just like, what is this place? Wow, this is crazy. And I was fishing through some records and I think I found a Leon Russell record. And being from Tulsa, I told you, oh, this is a hometown hero of mine, I love Leon Russell. And you kind of asked me a little bit about it.
Yeah, I was surprised that you actually know him.
Yeah, maybe at the time, he had just come here and he played a concert and I told you the story of how I met him backstage. I think I bought a Leon Russell record and I came back a couple months later to Flash to buy another disc and you remembered me. You remembered the Leon Russell story. And you said, oh, Tulsa guy, you remember this about me.
Yeah, because I'm kind of interested in Tulsa because, we all don't know about Tulsa except Leon from there or maybe the JJK also from there.
Right.
But when I discovered David Gates also from Tulsa and he was a bandmate with Leon when they were younger, and that was kind of interesting. And I learned a little bit about Tulsa. You made me realize how great I was about. I was really question my hand that David Gates and Leon Russell musically they totally different. That's what I thought, and I kept thinking about it, and then I realized that they're not too far away each other. The music is soft or rough, but the nuclear is the same. That's what I found out because of you.
Well, thank you for saying that, and shout out. I love Tulsa. I haven't lived there in a lot. I've probably lived in Japan longer than I lived in Tulsa. But I love going back, and the fact that Tsubaki-san remembered that I was from Tulsa kind of touched my heart. This is like when you have these little tachinomiya places, little drinking bars in Japan, and maybe around the world, but I feel like it's a Japanese thing for the guy to write down a few little notes about all of his customers so that the next time that they come in, he remembers them. I don't think Tsubaki-san wrote down anything about Leon Russell, but the fact that he remembered me really was super touchy. And thank you for that. That made me...
That's a coincidence.
It really endeared me to Flash Disc Ranch, but that's not the only reason, and I really am excited to share this story. So when I've talked a little bit about my photo giving project, all the families that lost their photos in the tsunami, we started this project called Photohoku. It's a portmanteau of the word photo and tohoku. And we went up to we're still going up to the devastated regions of Japan to make new family photos for the families that lost their photos in the tsunami. To fund our trips to get there, I would come to Shimokitazawa in the middle of the night and I would make one-coin photos for drunkards, basically, on the street. And I set up my Oban camera, my large format camera, and a flash, and a little cardboard sign that said 500 yen photo, and people would come and they'd post for photos. And right outside of what used to be here, there was a pachinko parlor or something. What was on the corner? Pachinko da name. There was a pachinko parlor, and right in front there was like a whole row of vending machines, jihankis, that all had like really nice light. And I always used to come there, and I would use that light to light the subjects. And the cops would come and they'd shoo me along. They'd say, hey, get out of here, get out of here. And I think Tsubaki-san saw this happen once or twice. As he was closing the store, he saw me getting shooed along by the police, and he said, what are you doing here? And before I move on, I want to back up just a quick second. Tsubaki-san, in the Ella video, you said that you were going to America to do record buying trips. And you said that there was a place where people could hang out and drink beers and stuff.
Yeah, it's a black area, and it's in the middle of the night, like midnight.
It was in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And they were kind of rude to you a little bit. They were kind of like razzing you a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And the record store owner kind of, he helped you a little bit or something.
Because I spent money.
Because you spent money there, right? Okay. So when I heard that story, I was very charmed because when the cops were harassing me, Tsubaki-san, the owner of this record shop, came out and he told me, bless his heart, I'm getting choked up just thinking about it. He said, I close at 8. I have a little spot outside my shop, and you can set up your camera in front of my shop and your little studio. And if any cops or anybody else comes along and tries to shoo you along, you tell them that I told you that it was okay to be here. And I thought, oh my God, this is my home turf. Instantly, it became my favorite and most beloved record store. Thank you so very much. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember. But you know the reason why I said it?
Why?
I didn't want any trouble, around my store, even if after I'm gone.
Right. Okay.
I want less trouble out here.
I'm sorry if I was bringing any
That's
trouble. I didn't mean to bring any trouble. I was just trying to do a good yeah, that's fair. I probably...
And it doesn't cause me any pain, giving you some electricity or light,
Right.
Because it's almost costs nothing, right?
Right. No,
and I'm not here, so I don't be bothered. And
well, it was very, very kind, and it made a really strong impression on me. And thank you very much. And I remember a couple of times while I was out here, I did it. I went on to do it for maybe a summer or two.
we meet after we...
You came with a bunch of his friends,
right.
and we would make photos, and it was a really good time.
That was customers' Shinrenkai.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was cold. I remember it was quite cold outside. So I think maybe you don't feel this way, but when your record store friend in Los Angeles helped you, I felt the same way. You helped me, and maybe you paid it forward. And if you have a record shop, help the people help them out, okay? I want to talk about the artist real quick. Katsumata-san is the artist who is behind a lot of the characters. Thank you for chatting me up, Tsubaki-san. But he's here on the wall. I want to tell you, he's making software art right now. The soft vinyl art that's kind of in the spirit of like the Godzilla characters. And oh my God, it's so psychedelic and so crazy and so kind of Dadaist. It's very weird. If you know the Japanese artist Tadanori Yoko, it's kind of like this. It's super colorful, super vibrant, super happy. It's got a little like darkness and evil and like sexuality to it that's really interesting. But these are some of the characters that came out of Katsumata-san's brain, and they're all over the place. And they really add to the taste of Flash. And I think it's part of the spirit of the place. This really cool record, this is his work to show. And it's all around. You'll see it here and there. And then you'll also see some interesting signatures on the wall, which I'll wait. Let me come back to that.
He was also saying the same thing. He, once he proposed to do an art on the wall and
Katsumata-san proposed to do the art for you?
Right.
Okay.
He was saying, okay, make it like a Sagrada Familia. And back at the time, I didn't know what Sagrada Familia is, and I asked. And he said, this project goes on years and years. And he told me, I will do a little bit this time, and probably maybe a few months or a year later, I will add it. But he hasn't done it for
a while.
Yeah.
Let's get him back here. Katsumata-san, please come back. And in the spirit of Sagrada Familia, it took 140 years to finish. And I don't think Flash Disc Ranch will ever be finished. It's constantly a work in flux. So,
actually, every once in a while, I ask him hey, let's do some continued work. I propose him every once in a while, but the reason I stopped is that he started drawing kind of things.
Right, he's got a little sexual, yeah. All right, time to make new art, family-friendly art, because actually, if you've seen any sort of stereotypical depiction of a record store, let's go with High Fidelity, the sort of like the record store owner who knows music back and forth and who is educating all of his customers and who can go through the bins and, find something exactly your taste. Tsubaki-san has that knowledge. And I've seen kids come in here, like junior high kids, 12, 13, 14-year-old kids. He's got such a good attitude with them. Everybody's welcome here. Tsubaki-san has introduced me to lots of people here. He said, oh, something from Tulsa, you guys should get to talking. And it's a very family-friendly place. So Katsumata-san, come make some more art. Sans erotic, shunga, tanka, minus this erotic art. Because Shimokitazawa has become one of these like coolest neighborhoods in the world, it's been put on the map of a lot of guidebooks, and a lot of people are seeing it, and a lot of foreigners are coming, and everybody's telling me that non-Japanese people are filling up as much as 50 or 60% of their clientele. And I think Tsubaki-san primarily focus on Western rock and blues and soul, and I don't know if he stocked so much Japanese music for some years, but now he's got a nice selection of city pop and the classics and synth pop and some Japanese artists that you'll know about, and even like this kind of stuff, anime. And I bought this record, Golden Cups, from Tsubaki-san a while ago. And one time I think I came in and I said, oh, do you know this like old school this old school like rock and roll band? They do like kind of this pastiche of like 1950s rock, and he was like, the Carols, I think it was. And I was like, yeah, those guys are cool. He's like, those guys aren't cool. I think you said that. Why do you like that stuff? This was borderline. I think he let me walk away with this, but this is, you know, Japanese group sounds. They got a great cover of Hold On, I'm Coming on the red super vinyls. And that's just 2,500 yen. That might be like a record that suddenly, you know, there's going to be more interest in this stuff going forward. And look, 2,500 yen, 1,500 yen, 1,500 yen. And, you know, like that's pretty nice prices. And every one has, you know, a little handwritten thing on them. And they have like funny little notes, you know, in English, which always makes it helpful. Oh, wow. That's actually kind of intriguing. Meiko Kaji, she's the snow leopard gal, right? Meiko Kaji,
I think her song was used in the Tarantino movie.
Yeah, I think this might have to come home with me, maybe. Okay, I'm curious about that. They just put her 2 singles of hers on a 12-inch for Record Store Day that I got. It's pretty cool. And then there's cheap stuff, you know, $3. And, you know, 1 for 3, and there's more deals to be had. Raikuter, there's old like swamp and singer-songwriter and country and western, 60s pop and soft rock, UK trad folk, and Leo Kottke, that's also intriguing to me. Symposium, that looks great. And I mean, like I said, there's gold up in these hills. Harry Nilsson, that's the John Lennon Harry Nilsson record. And oh man, I bought so many great records that I love here. And some of the records that I bought here over the years have become quite valuable. And I really owe it to Tsubaki-san to have sold them to me at a really nice price. Rockabilly's, like 3 rows of rockabilly, instrumental rock, vocal, oldies, lots of great oldies and comedy, spoken word, soundtrack, all kinds of bizarre stuff. He's got a great blues selection. I'll always pick up a Lightning Hopkins or Muddy Waters or Sun House. I picked up a handful of blues records here. And yeah, all, you know, jump and jive, R&B, black rock and roll, Dixieland, and Latin jazz. And so he really covers everything. This is Edgar Allan Poe. What is this? Avalon Ballroom? Who is that? Daily Flash. Cool. Country Joe and the Fish, that's pretty cool. Flash Disc Ranch, there's a great story about how the name came to be, and he tells it so well. Well, first of all, ranch. I think you said that like you saw a ranch, like farmer's market kind of, and they were using the milk crates that there was milk delivered in, that they were repurposing the milk crates for just to sell some like cheap vegetables. And Tsubaki-san said he was kind of impressed how they had this kind of like, there was this DIY vibe and this sort of like ad hoc way of taking the old sort of discarded crates and selling inexpensive vegetables out. And that's where the ranch comes from. Flash Disc Ranch, the fact that there's 3 names is unique because every other record shop, there was the Yoshimura Records or Takanaka Records. They usually had 2 names, and Tsubaki-san thought that the Flash Disc Ranch, the fact that it had 3 names would make it a little bit unique. And Flash comes from where? Remind me, Flash?
The record store, the black record store.
In Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Okay, there was a cool record store that he frequented in Los Angeles. And this is Sam Duke from
Go Team.
Go Team, Go Team. As is this one over here, and one by him and his girlfriend. But this one's very special, because this was by Sean Ono Lennon. Very, very cool. That is wicked. So Sean has been here. I know that Danny Harrison came to Shinjuku Records in Honda Gekijo. He came and I think they sold some. Can you tell us a little? I don't want you to spill the beans about Sean Lennon, but what was he doing here? Was he shopping for records?
Somebody took him with other bunch of people and then shown like the Julian Lennon's poster.
Ah, his
brother.
Okay.
So he wanted to take a picture of it and
where's the, this one, right. Okay, that's missing the head.
I had 2 hanging.
Okay.
Here and here. And,
okay.
I proposed him to give one.
Oh.
Right? And instead, leave some mark on the wall, and that he did.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, that's a cool story.
Happy.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, where's the head on this one? This is not it, right? This is okay.
It's not it.
It's gone.
It's
okay.
J. Guy's band.
Okay, J. Guy's band. Cool. I've never seen that before. All right. Well, Julian looks cool. Julian's an icon. Come on, and that's cool to see your brother on a wall in a record store in.
You know the Ramones there?
Ramones. Tell me about the Ramones. Did the Ramones come here?
Johnny brought it.
Whoa! I saw. Holy shit! I didn't even. Yeah, I walked right past it. Oh my god, that is so cool. He brought this.
Yeah.
Wow.
We met out together.
Get out.
He was such a cool guy.
Wow. Where'd you guys go?
Bar called the Cinema Club.
Okay.
And I knew that he liked old movies, so we went there.
Okay.
And chat about a little bit.
Nice.
He was so cool. That was when Ramon played Chita Kawasaki.
Okay.
And I went 2 days in midday and the last day. And
Okay.
the last day was really hot. It was really sizzling. And I told him that the last day I was really impressed. And Johnny
He survived. Did he wear his leather jackets, his leather jacket the whole time?
I don't remember.
Okay, sorry.
He said, well, we do the best we can each time, so I don't think the last day was any special. So he's 100% all the time.
Wow, wicked. That's a real photo too. Wow, to flash. Man,
See?
amazing. Next to the photo
This
exhibition.
is Johnny, and this is Joy.
Yeah.
So Joy put his arm on top of Maki, so Maki had no place to put it, so he put it here.
Very, very cool. You should scan this. Well, forget about it, but
Somebody
try to
told
keep
me to
it.
put it in the flame or something, but I kind of like it fading.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Don't change it. Don't change it at all.
Once I tried to clean it a little bit and made it kind of fade, so I stopped cleaning.
Just leave it. Just leave it. Just leave it. Oh man, I love this record store so much. Okay, Atsuko-san is here, and she's the lovely Flash Disc Ranch. She's always super kind to me. She's super nice. And if Tsubaki-san's not here, Atsuko-san is here. They both speak English, and they both can help you, and they both know music back and forth. I have one story that I host these events where I just throw a dart at the calendar, and I try to invite all my friends to go to like a cluster of record stores so that we can go visit 3 or 4 record stores together. And I got the idea from Atsuko-san, do you know? I got the idea from you. I made a Tokyo record style day. And it's basically just a day that you can meet with your friends and go to a record store together, and maybe 5 or 10 or 15 people can join, and you can go shopping for records together. And the reason that I came up with this idea is so that I can photograph, 3 or 4 or 5 people at the same time, kind of kill 5 birds with one stone. But I saw a cute young couple coming up the stairs, and I was back here at the 45s, and the prices are great over here. They're 1 for 800 yen or 3 for 20. While I was shopping, I saw this young little couple come up these stairs right here, and one of them said, okay, iterashai, itekimasu. They said, okay, have fun, and they kissed each other. And then one went this way, and then the other one went over here. And I was just like, oh, that's so cute. They're on like a record store date. And I was like, oh, they're shopping for different records, but they've gone to the record store on a date. Atsuko-san looked at me and she said, kawaii desu ne? And I said, kakui, it's really cool. I want to go to the record store on a date. So I thought, well, I'll do that. I'll make a date. I'll make a date for my friends and I to go together. And so that's what Record Store Day was. And it was the very first place, Flash was the first place that I put. And if you scroll all the way back to the very beginning of Tokyo Record Style, after my subject, Michael Warren, the second person I photographed for the series is Tsubaki-san. So this is how much he means to me. He's a very important tastemaker in my life. I want to go through my notes here and just make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Oh, you guys. Okay, I want to encourage you guys to go check out Flash Disc Ranch on Instagram. This is so cool because on Instagram, they work so hard. I know they work so hard. They post a lot on Instagram and they play the record and they record the record, and it's so funny. It's like he's got his 1 yen coins stacked on top of the cartridge. They're playing and you can hear the record playing. And when you scroll through their Instagram feed, you can hear the record that's playing and then scroll past it and hear the next record that's playing and then hear the next record that's playing. And imagine if you had like the superpower while you're digging for records to be able to hear the music on each album that you look at. Like you look at a record and you're like, I don't know what this looks like. I don't know what this sounds like. But imagine having like a superpower to be able to hear it. That's kind of like what their Instagram's feed is like. You can scroll through their Instagram feed and it almost feels like digging for records. So I really super respect this. And I know it's a lot of work and it's probably not all that fun. So I see him posting on his feed all the time, like, we got shut down by copyrights, so go follow for the next 2 weeks. Go follow the other Flash Disc Ranch accounts. And he's constantly ping-ponging, but he's just working it, and he's working so hard. And I thank you so very much for all that hard work. It's not just like a record shop and trying to turn a profit. It's like, it's trying to share music in a really meaningful way. A few more things to share. The Flash Disc Ranch bags are super groovy. I want a Flash Disc Ranch t-shirt. Come to Flash Disc Ranch, get a tote bag. And also they have record cleaner stuff, the Flash original disc cleaners. And I said to Tsubaki-san, I was cleaning the records on the piano bench one time. And I had the record on the piano bench and I sprayed on the piano bench. Do you remember this? And I called Tsubaki-san. I said, Tsubaki-san, I got this spray on my piano bench. Do you think it'll deteriorate or do you think it'll hurt the leather on my piano bench? Do you remember what you said?
No.
He said, no, it's going to make it cleaner. I said, okay, thank you. So I think it's probably not only good for cleaning your records, but it's probably good for cleaning a lot of stuff.
Right.
And there's books and magazines, and they have updated stuff and jewel cases and inserts and sleeves. And sometimes they have record store boxes. And there's great music playing that's not playing at the moment, but there's always groovy music. And on the weekends, it's packed. It's been so cool to watch. Actually, this is the greatest thing about the shop is that the shop has survived. It's got a survival instinct like a lot of shops didn't. I came here in 2004. I remember about 3 other record shops that closed down. Tsubaki-san persisted and survived. You have more, what, and these are?
This will make us survive.
This is CD cases. Okay, so
Right.
so this is quite cool. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay, they've got interesting sleeves for your CDs, and CDs are making a comeback. Are you going to get into CDs online, eh?
No.
CDは興味ない. No interest in doing CDs.
No.
Okay, I'm buying CDs recently.
Don't you think it's funny that we sell this, but we don't carry CDs?
That is quite funny. So these are interesting CD cases. I've only seen these in Japan, but this is very cool. Soft case for CD, so you can get rid of your jewel cases, and they have a very nice. I can feel it's got a nice heavy weight. And okay, so come buy some Yeah, if you're going to get your CD game on, this is the way to do it. Yeah, and it's interesting. There's no CDs in here, but they're still selling.
Really hit. It sold a lot back in the days. Now sales are down because the CD doesn't sell too well.
Right, but I think they're making a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
I think the CDs are back.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Okay, let's hope. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But as I was saying, like Tsubaki-san must have seen 4 or 5 record shops close in Shimokitazawa, and you've seen 6 or 7 open.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been the one who's persisted the whole way. And so we all kind of owe a little bit of a thank you to helping us be able to continue to buy records when almost nobody was buying records. And it's because of this incredible shop, this living organism of a temple of musical love. I really, really can't tell you how fun it is to come here and how fun it is to dig in records. It is my favorite place. Okay, maybe it doesn't have those, wall records that that everybody wants. Maybe it doesn't have, all the records from your favorite artists, but it's curated with love and care and determination. And for that reason, it makes it just supremely cool, way more cool than all the other ones that I'm thinking about. It's just so cool. And Katsumata-san's works can be found everywhere. They're super inspiring to me. And between his works and between all the posters and everything else that you can see all over the place, I mean, do I need to convince you? It's the quintessential record shop. And Tsubaki-san and Atsuko-san are the quintessential record shop keepers. They're so fun and they're so funny, and they will shame you for your bad taste in music, and they will also help you, guide you to good music. Sometimes I come in here and say, Tsubaki-san, I have 10 yen, I have 1,000 yen to spend. Treat me to something. He says, oh, Brian, you're hopeless. I'm busy. Can't you see I'm doing my thing? But he'll go in and he'll pull something out that I've never heard of, and he'll tell me, I know you like this, so you'll like this. So, okay. That's my love letter to Flash Disc Ranch. Hontoni arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you guys so very much for letting me share. I hope I did it justice. Did I say very last thing. There's a discount card. And I'm a very proud card-carrying member of the Flash Disc Ranch Club. And you can come here, and if you buy enough records, you'll get a Flash Disc Ranch repeaters card. And I'm on my 2nd or 3rd card. Yeah, he's very generous about letting it spill over until the next time. I don't know if I should. Maybe that's a special one for me, but very, 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 very nice folks. Okay. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thanks so much. Yeah, thank you. You guys, thanks so much. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to sign off on there. Thank you guys. Tsubaki-san, Atsuko-san, arigatou gozaimasu. I'm going to go sign off here, and then I'm going to go do some record shopping myself. Oh my God. It's just, right? Don't you want to come here and shop for records? No, don't too many of you come. I want to keep it to myself a little bit. But, oh, Tsubaki-san, there was one more thing I wanted to chat about. I totally forgot about. Go man. Perfect Days.
What is
Perfect Days. When I saw the movie Perfect Days, I have to ask about this. Perfect Days, when the characters were on this street, I said, oh my God, they're close to Flash Disc Ranch. I was like, they're not going to go to Flash Disc Ranch. And then, oh my God, they're going to go to Flash Disc Ranch. Oh my God, they're going to Flash Disc Ranch. Oh my God, Tsubaki's going to be in this movie. And then they go up the stairs like, oh, it's not Tsubaki-san.
I think that happened everywhere in the world. Not every theater, but a lot of theaters all over the world. People.
Yeah, right. I was so excited.
Some even just
Say something.
Wow.
I was so excited. I was like, Tsubaki-san's gonna be in this. Okay, that's cool. If you haven't seen the movie Perfect Days, really interesting film about the Tokyo toilet project I've talked a lot about. Okay, Tsubaki-san, thanks for sharing that. And yeah, cheers. And yeah, Perfect Days. Go see it if you haven't seen it yet. Tokyo is the character of the movie. Okay, we're still a little closed, but we're about to open. And I'm gonna go shop for records. Tsubaki-san. That's it, guys. Flash Disc Ranch. Massive thank you to Tsubaki-san. Hontoni arigato. I love this place. It is just the absolute coolest. Okay. Like and subscribe and all that stuff if you wouldn't mind. I'd really appreciate it. I hope we get something in the can. I hope I did it justice. Man. And this is the spot where I did the photos, right here. It was such an honor, and it was all because of the generosity of Tsubaki-san. Okay, till next time. See you guys in Shimokita. See you at the record store. Bye.